Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo.
Our final map of the day, our final match of the day, and our final match of the first half of Latin American Pro League is here.
It is.
I'm Intero. This is Kickstar.
Hello.
Hello. And we're going to get underway with it in just a second. Red DevilS versus Pain Gaming.
Yes. So, both of these teams not having the most fantastic season.
Nope.
But they've got potential, and I think that's really the story here. Pain did manage to get one win. It's the beginning of the season, the first match against Ints. On the other hand, we'll take a look at the Red DevilS roster. Here you go. Bring it up on your screen. And they have 2 wins. One against Ints, so also managing to fell that beast. And the other, much more impressively, against Team Liquid yesterday. Well, no, it wasn't yesterday. It was the last play day. Sometimes it just all turns into a blur.
Right. And Pain Gaming, an org that you know, obviously losing some of their more renowned players over the last couple seasons, and they are not having the greatest season either. They're sitting at 7th place heading into this particular matchup. FK and GCR are going to be 2 people who will need to carry the way. Adding Gabrielos to the roster has allowed them to have more of a support-oriented player, and we'll see what they can accomplish today. This is a great opportunity for both of these squads to be able to pick up some points, but the thing is that Red DevilS came in just sitting behind Black Dragons, but Black Dragons lost to Ints. So if Red DevilS can pull out a victory here, then what ends up happening is they can leapfrog over top of Black Dragons and get ever closer to the top 4. Where are we going to play today? Well, we'll bring up the map Vita, and you see exactly the maps that we will and won't go to, and there we have it. Pain Gaming.
Nothing.
You will see nothing. Pain Gaming will start on defense. Red DevilS will start on attack, and we'll have both Oregon and Villa banned out. We'll go through with all the bans happening, and we will have Border. We started the day on Border. We end the day on Border.
This is going to be a repeat. It was either that or Consulate.
I like Border.
I like Border too. Border's a good map. Just saw a Consulate, so that would have been, interesting. See twice in a row. But
Yeah.
Border's a good map to end it on, just as much as it is a good map to start things on. And yeah, this is going to be a really close one. I feel like this is going to be the closest match for the entire day, the way that we've been seeing these matches play out. You know what's interesting, though? Neither of these teams thus far in this season, actually, though, I stand corrected, Pain has played Border against Team Liquid. It was 2 play days ago, and they lost it. 1-7. Yeah. That's a rough one.
That's hard.
Yeah, and Red DevilS, they haven't played it. So who do you think is going to win? Well, we're going to tell you exactly what you think using the community vote.
Red DevilS wins it.
Okay.
56%. Interestingly enough, coming in here, the people have spoken. I think the mics can pick it up.
I think they can.
I think they can pick it up. So.
Well, they can pick up like that. So I mean, they're gonna pick up a golf clap.
I remember what was it? It was a DreamHack Sweden. I was clicking the pen over and over again, and at one point he just like leans over and he's just like,
"Stop,
stop it!" And I was like, "My bad."
Whoops.
No harm, no foul.
Did you guys hear that can? He's gonna play innocent. I'm just gonna move on.
Oh, I threw a can at one point when we were on broadcast.
Yeah, and it made a really loud.
It was like clang, clang, clang. Production comes on. They're like, we can hear we heard the can. And
we were both just like, that's unfortunate.
Don't mind me.
So we are waiting for everybody to get into the lobby. I know. Surprise, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I like your beads.
Thank you. Gio gave me these, actually.
Really? Nice guy.
Yeah, Gio.
Yeah.
Gave me them. I gave him basically like a pair of these, and he gave me this. So
That's awesome.
I accessorize.
I think they go well together.
I think so. I tried to tie like the pocket square, like the sweater.
You got a good ensemble going
beads.
on.
I like it. I think you as well. I know we coordinate. We said we were wearing sweaters today.
I'm just wearing a sweater and a shirt.
I was gonna wear the turtleneck, but I feel like it's too soon again. You best know. You best know it's coming to Montreal.
For some reason, when you said I was gonna wear the turtleneck, I thought you, like, I envisioned you with the same exact getup, but instead of the shirt, you had the turtleneck. So it was a sweater on a sweater. I don't know why.
Like I put a sweater over top
a sweater.
of a turtleneck.
Yeah, I don't know why I saw that.
I too would like to be 400 degrees.
I mean, I'm actually really hot right now, and I'm just wearing the one sweater. So.
Oh god, that kick's so hot right now.
Oh my gosh. You too.
Thank you, man. Have you watched Space Jam, by the way?
No.
Okay.
So.
Anyway.
Shelly was getting really angry at me. She every single day she's like, "You have to watch Space Jam. You have to watch Space Jam," and I have not watched Space Jam. So we're just
We're still waiting on everybody to get here in the lobby. Now, on Border, with the way that these two teams play, Pain has tried some very interesting things in the past. They've ran Clash when 9XT was on the roster. They can play very aggressively and have multiple people off-site. Once again, they live and die off of how GCR and FK1 can do, though sometimes Spawns and Revolts can end up helping with frags too. Gabrielos is typically going to be playing your Thermite, etc. But
yeah, Gabrielos is the not just a support player, but like way into support. Like he's one of the, I think he is probably one of the most support-oriented players in the entire Latin American region. And his stats reflect that.
yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, you're usually going to see Gabrielos doing a lot of the work that, you know, a lot of more action-oriented players are not going to want to commit to.
The one thing that I've noticed about Red Devils is that they're more of a team than they are individual performances. There's nobody who really stands out that much for me on Red Devils the same way almost every other team in Latin America does.
I mean, if you look at the stats of Red Devils, this is really interesting because they have probably one of the widest splits in LATAM. They've got players like in the top like 10 in terms of rating, and then players in the middle, and then a couple players at, you know, at the bottom end of the spectrum. And I think it really, like, it's role oriented for Red Devils. You know, they have a lot of players that really fit into their lane. And I think that makes them kind of an interesting team because they're less dynamic.
Right.
But you're right in that there are no real standout performers. I don't think that's because they don't have people with the potential to be standout performers. I think it's just because they haven't had any standout performances as of yet.
Well, it's also that they're still new to Pro League, right? Look at a team like Accelerate Gaming. They come in, the only person on Accelerate's roster that had previous Pro League experience was Schlongy, and the rest of the team has taken quite a while, I think, to really be able to gel. We're finally seeing Accelerate be able to pick it up in North America. Very similar circumstances for Red Devils here. This team comes in, they don't have a wealth of Pro League experience, they don't have a wealth of players who have ever really played at this level before. There's going to be an adjustment period and a bit of a learning curve in order to go from Challenger League, which is a very defined and different play style than we find at Pro League levels, especially in Latin America, which has a very aggressive and very unique style of play when competing against one another, while also forcing teams to have to adapt to metas outside of it when they go against Europe, when they go against APAC, when they go against North America.
It's a long process. And there are, say, 2-3 teams in Latin America who have gone through that full process, because it's not just the learning process you have to go through to adjust to the international meta. It's also you have to unlearn things that you learned along the way. Because in order to compete at an international level in Latin America, you have to compete against Latin American teams. Go figure. But because LATAM has such a very specific and kind of, you know, their own little pocket meta, it's really ingrained in you as a team when you're, you know, trying to make your name for yourself going through that Latin American region. And it takes time to relearn other regions' metas and try to compete then internationally. And that's why, you know, we have Red Devils here. They've got a lot of potential, but they're still a far throw from being on an international stage.
And the one team in all of Latin America that looks like it had unlocked the potential to not only be able to beat the whole region at their own game, but also stand up to teams in every other region, FaZe, have taken quite a step back so far over the last month or so. A puzzling regression, actually, for a team that after dropping Gohan, picking up Yuna shortly after the Paris Major, looked incredible. Their first loss as a squad came to G2 in Rio in the finals on home soil, competing for the championship. But since then, the amount of losses that they've had have piled up very quickly. And one of the best hopes of Latin America, that light has dimmed significantly. Now you've got teams like Immortals, Ninjas in Pajamas, and Liquid, all of whom have taken a major step forward. Immortals in particular, I think, is a major dark horse heading into the Invitational, as a lot of people are wondering, who is the dark horse? Who's going to be able to rise up out of nowhere? I think IMT is a pretty good vote for that.
Yeah.
But the rest of the region is starting to play very similarly to EU, NA, and APAC. We touched on it in the bans. Maestro, very tiny ban rate in Latin America. Huge ban rate everywhere else.
Yeah.
That's gonna hurt them, because you know EU teams are going to read into how reliant they are on Maestro strats. You know NA teams are going to do that. You know APAC teams are going to do that, and they're going to ban accordingly, and that might be a crucial blow.
I think that while you're absolutely right, Parker, I think that there's definitely going to be potential for counterplay on the side of other regions when Latin America goes to play internationally. I think we've always seen that be the case, because the Latin American meta is, let's face it, very same. And across the region, and it's not hard to read into. But every time we see a Latin American team to go to an international LAN event, more often than not, they bring something completely different.
Yeah.
And that's the level of adaptation that makes Latin America so interesting. You can't count them out from any LAN event, and I absolutely think you're right. There are a lot of dark horse teams that come out of LATAM, like, for example, Immortals.
And it's been fascinating to watch the region play. It's always a treat, but we're going to have to hold off until we see this match get played out. We're going to toss to a very short break, and then we'll be back, hopefully, with RDS versus Pain Gaming. Welcome back to our final matchup of the day here for Latin America Playday number 7. We are just about a moment away from Red Devils and Pain Gaming getting underway to conclude our final broadcast for Latin America through this first half of the season, and it does appear that everybody's finally in the lobby, so we should be able to start any moment now on border between these two teams.
I'm so excited.
I can tell.
Get into the match. See some people have some action. It's going to be border when we actually get in there. So we talked about that earlier. We started the damn border. We're going to end the damn border. I think it's right. It's how it should be. Everybody looks ready. So hopefully get in very, very soon.
Yeah. Once we're ready, we'll get underway. I'm excited to see what happens on border. Lots of armory presence for the previous border matchup between both FaZe and Immortals. I would imagine that we're probably going to see the same thing. Though teams have really been going for the Office and Archives take, hasn't really been the case in Latin America so far from what we've seen on border.
Yeah, lots of armory takes we saw in the first match, FaZe versus Immortals. We did see a couple Office takes, though. It went both ways, that's for sure. I like the variety that was available for that FaZe Immortals match. But, ladies and gentlemen,
we are finally starting. So we'll get underway. We'll get underway with the...
oh, hey, look.
There you go. It's just updated. Cool.
Woo!
All right. Woo!
Woo! Pain get a ban first because they're on defense. Red Devils get the ban second. And then they get the consecutive ban, so that's convenient.
Who do you think is going to be the ban here?
Oh, look at that Ying.
Ying.
Maybe a Glaz next.
She was banned out on border for the first match of the day.
Could see Dokabi as well, or Dokabi.
Dokabi.
Doke the Bee.
Dokabi
I
ban.
wonder what that would mean. What would Doke mean? Like if it was...
I don't know, Michael.
If it worked like that.
Glaz will be the ban here for Red Devils.
Called it.
They'll respond. On defense, on border, probably Mira, probably Echo.
Mira, Echo, maybe a Maestro. It's possible. There's the Mira. Probably Echo, though, considering he's got substantially higher ban rate over Maestro in Latin America specifically. So, with Mira gone, you're probably right about the Echo, but who knows? Maybe we'll get it kind of mixed up. No, it's the Maestro.
You were right on that one. There you
Well,
go.
I mean, I covered all the bases with the Maestro Echo, to be honest. So.
You just very quickly rattle off every defender operator and be like, I think it's going to be one of these ones.
It could be Smoke, it could be Maestro Echo, maybe Pulse.
Jaeger Bandit.
Jaeger Bandit. Mute, possibly. He's coming up in the meta. Nah, but... yeah, it was going to be one or the other at that point. The bans, that is about as standard as a set of bans gets in Siege. So that's cool. Armory Lockers Archives to start things off. No surprise there. That's that top floor site that you get on border. And it's about as standard as it gets. Overall.
Let's predict.
What are we predicting?
Armory take or Archives take?
Okay.
What's your guess, sir?
We got the Thermite, so that's going to be both. We got a Habana, so that leans heavier towards the Office Archives take. You got the dual soft destructors, actually triple soft destructor. So I'm thinking probably Office, but that's just based off the operator selection, and there isn't always a logic to follow the operator selection in matches. So it's entirely possible. That's just what Red Devils wanted to play, and they're going to go over the heck they please. Might go for that armory take. But yeah, logically speaking, based on the selection, I would guess Offices. Archives.
5 seconds left before insertion.
The Zofia and the Buck don't necessarily make me confident, though.
I mean, they're going to be... I mean, okay, so they're going to be useful in taking out the Bandit batteries if they're underneath. There is no Bandit. We have a Mute, so it's going to be the Jammers underneath. So, okay, soft destruction from below. Either way, though, I mean, soft destruction below can aid you in both attack strategies. I would say it's more useful when going for the armory wall. So maybe it'll be the armory wall. There's a logic to both. It's border, man. It's border, and they brought both hard destructors. If they just brought Habana, no, it would still be either way. Based on the operator selection, I don't know. My guess is Office, but it's purely that guess.
They're droning out Office quite a lot. And then they're also droning out the Fountain side of things.
They're all over the place.
Yeah, the fact that the Hard Breach seems to be stacked over towards the Office side, then that's what's going to lead me to believe it's going to be there.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you on that one. That's interesting. It looks like we have a rotation hole from Archives to Office, which is uncommon, but we've seen it done before. Usually to the detriment of the defense. It has, I don't think it's ever worked. You know, it's a good way to lose some control. A couple teams have done that before.
Defender has left the designated staging
Yeah,
area.
this is not an armory take at all. At
Nope.
least not for the time being.
Defender has left
Completely
the area of
vacant.
operation.
Called it.
Look at the wall, it's soft as well.
Yeah, so our armory wall is soft. They're playing aggressive in CCTV. They've opened up the office wall into Fountain. So, and there's a rotation hole in B. We've seen this defensive strategy before in Latin America. Again, usually doesn't work, but we've seen it. It seems to be popular in Latin.
You see that bulletproof camera for just a second as well, looks all the way down on the hull or in the walkway outside.
Has been dropped.
So that's going to be a good viewpoint to see if somebody's going to get up towards the CCTV windows. But no, Revolts will start things off, takes out Abrew, say goodbye to the Thermite. But double hard breachers on border is interesting for Red Devils. A couple teams probably should run this combo when they struggle to be able to get entry to the site. But for the time being, you're going to need to rely on that Hibana. Midi comes very close to being able to pick off one of the members of Pain Gaming, situated just above Buck's play downstairs in Workshop. FK1 will take out VNX. Zion is there, the sub for Red Devils, to eliminate FK1. But still, advantage very heavily in favor of Pain Gaming. 30 seconds left in round number 1, with Red Devils all over on the Office side, looking in towards Archives, but they don't really have anything. Midi has worked his way up the main stairs, looking over at CCTV. Zion will take out Revolts. This match could get much closer. There's fragging potential on Red Devils, but utility will definitely favor Pain. Their spawn being able to outduel Midi, traded off, as Gabrilos is credited with the kill. GCR is there. Velvet walks right in. R4C, he's got it down, but no clutch as GCR shuts it down with the Deagle in hand, and the Valkyrie will save Pain Gaming's round, give the defense a victory.
Almost none of those engagements came in the default locations where you would expect. The attack strategy was from Office into Archives, and all of the fights were in the periphery. There was so little logic to that fight. Absolute chaos. Archives control in the middle of that fight was forfeited by Pain, but it didn't matter because Red Devils walked themselves into the crosshairs of Pain. That was a weird round. So, ventilation workshop for the next one. And yeah, Pain Gaming, good patience. We had a couple of hiccups on both sides. Pain Gaming especially. For example, the Smoke playing inside a small office. He got the down and the kill using his first gun, but then he just came off the angle. I don't know why. Usually what happens there when you're a Smoke player and you're playing proximity, your job is to hold the doorway to the hallway, right? Because that's all you can be doing with only 15 friggin' seconds left. So what you would do after you expend all the bullets in your SMG-11, logically, is switch to your shotgun to continue doing your job. But instead, he turned around and started walking away from the angle. I don't know why, but he did. Red Devils, all the while, because in the middle of that engagement by the door, the rest of them were just rushing in through Archives, and instead of going for a plant, they decided to try and rush their opponent. I'm guessing the diffuser just wasn't in a position to be used there. Darn, but that could have been remedied by some better positioning. That's definitely the fault of the attackers if it is the case. There potentially could have been an attempted plant, but yeah, Red Devils got a little bit ahead of themselves after they got that Archives control. Early on control here for Red Devils as they have Tellers already. Midi is going to get a grenade kill into Gabriels, and that's a very early kill. No ADS set up there. He also has bathroom control, and the rotation is already there. A fully unreinforced set of walls, and Midi has just been given so much by Pain.
This is a good position for Pain to find themselves in. They've deliberately set themselves up to be able to catch this push and possibly fight for a retake. It's something that does work well in Ventilation Workshop, Liquid used it to great effect against G2, Atlantic City. I wouldn't be too surprised here to see it work out well. The problem is that you need to ensure that you keep as many bodies alive as possible. 2 C4s of both DevilS and Revolts down, providing that DevilS didn't bring a bulletproof camera, of course. You're going to leave one in the hands of GCR, and actually one as well in spawns, as the Bandit has a C4, so I would imagine that we probably did see a bulletproof camera on DevilS. FK1 does not catch the sledge, as Zion just rushes right on in. Spawns a C4 will connect with absolutely nothing. GCR takes down Abru, but Velvet trades him off onto spawns, and GCR will need to collect a little bit more. Under fire from the Zofia, as VNX is able to masterfully dodge around the bullets of GCR, and Red Devils will equalize, taking Workshop. Not really much of a contest from Pain at all.
A very dominant round there from Red Devils. You could see that they were not focused much on the objective as much as fragging, and that was the same thing, same mentality they had in the last round. Last time it didn't work out for them, this time it did. And it all came down to that beginning that Midi had, where he was able to get that grenade onto this mute, opening things up for Red Devils. He also got control of bathrooms, and from there, complete sweep up ensued. I like the late top 4 control as well from Red Devils, because once they had tellers, it forced those roamers upstairs to look down. As soon as all of Pain were looking down on the top floor roam, it was an easy sweep up for Zion. And the engagements went his way. We'll be going back to Vent because this is Border, and there are 2 sites that people like to defend, 2 sites that people don't know so much. And because of that, even if you lose on a site like Vent, because you won on Army the last time you were there, you're going to have to go back to Vent. Pain are going to have to change the way they hold this. If they want to see success, that's their only real option right now.
It's an inevitability. It is Ventilation Workshop site. I think there was too much focus from Pain on that top 4 control. That's really what it boiled down to. They opened it up. They basically invited Red Devils to make a home just on the outside of the site, and then we're really hoping that that upstairs hold for Pain could work out. It did not.
It was also partially the anchors not working out as well. I mean, that early kill from Midi, it made it so what little presence there was in the site was lessened so dramatically that the top floor guys had to get tunnel visioned downstairs, and that's just dangerous. I agree with you. Have you noticed that these new skins that came out with this Invitational, like all these hands, they're really dirty.
Yeah, that's one thing, is it's like, clean your damn hands.
It's specifically
just wash your hands.
Around the fingernails. Like, I get it, they're operators and, you know, like, they're out in the...
Dokubi's hands looks like she's had them inside of a car engine for 6 hours.
I mean, they're all
and just immediately it was like, oh,
you know,
time to go frag out.
The cleanest ones, I think, are Ashes, but I'm not really sure. It's been a while since
she doesn't get her hands dirty.
Yeah.
Though she literally does in most contests, so.
Here, yeah, see, look at them.
Speaking of, it's going to be Ventilation Workshop yet again. Much lower in investment on that second floor overall. So no, you're pointing out the hands, the thumb of Pulse, that does look quite dirty, I see it. But you've got Pain establishing far more bodies. In fact, they've got next to no roaming at all. You've got FK1 above, but it looks like most of the other operators from Pain Gaming downstairs on that main floor, just trying to hold off on the parts of the map that were their undoing last time around. Actually, looks like GCR is up top supporting FK1, so you've got 3 bodies down below. There's a drop hatch open here for the Jaeger. He's going to push his luck on very minimal HP. He's going to take the fight inside of Archives, where you see the Buck playing. A grenade gets tossed in, just narrowly misses FK1, and there you go. It's the time to peel off. But GCR might have been completely hidden, as he'll hop right in, possibly go for a rotate into CCTV. Oh,
got lucky there.
Very lucky with where he hit that barricade. FK1 didn't have very much left, but there's the Buck to open things up again for Red Devils.
Spawn's also going to go down, and Midi going to get flanked here by Revolts. GCR also going to clean up Zion, so while Spawns is on the floor, he has not been finished off just yet. Gabriels has good control. Velvet's going to finish off Spawns as he pushes his way into Server. In a good position. Has good amount of control of the site. Actually, all of Pain is off-site right now. Volts is inside of B, but he doesn't have anything in A, and because of that, the diffuser will be planted. Caballero's able to take out VNX, though. So the post plant not secured here for Red Devils. Another kill for Pain, leaving just Velvet in the 1 versus 3, but he's got vertical control. This could be amazing, but stuck in the barbed wire and distracted. Revolts will finish off the final player on Red Devils, and it will be an easy disable for Pain.
Look at that. That's what Pain needs more of. They'll win Workshop, lock it for the next 2 rounds. They'll head likely back up to Armory, leaving a successful Armory defense with them in a position to go to either Tellers, as you'd mentioned, Tellers and Bathrooms, which is what we tend, or Tellers and Washroom, Bathroom, however you want to call it, is what Latin America tends to favor, or they go to Customs.
Or Armory.
Well, no, I was saying, so they're going to go to Armory right now. I'm saying that if they
the
win
next
Armory,
one?
they've already locked Workshop for the next round. So where do they
Forgive
go
me.
after that? That's the thing.
Forgive me.
I forgive you, Michael.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So Armory Lockers, it was very much an office take. There was no pressure whatsoever from the attackers, Red Devil's side, on that Armory wall.
We've been seeing that quite a lot, actually. I think that's been the exclusive route for Red Devils thus far in this match. I want to say they haven't really been attacking from anywhere else. And this is the same mentality we've seen other teams, for example, Empire, pull out in the past. Not a crazy thing to see. It is going to prompt Pain, though, to reinforce heavily on the office side for this next attempt at a defense of the top floor. Last time Pain were here, they were successful, but it was a very close one. Came down to the very last man on Pain's side. I believe it was GCR who managed to clutch it out with the pistol on that Valkyrie.
5 seconds to go.
So, another attempt here at the top floor. Last time there was no reinforcement on this armory wall. We've got a bulletproof camera looking through the breach that GCR is making right now.
This is the same setup they had last time, and that bulletproof camera actually can see all, like I said, all the way down on the balcony towards the CCTV window.
It's a pretty nice bulletproof cam, all things considered. It's interesting that they're not putting one reinforcement on the panel, though. Could give you a little island to play on as a defender, and better your chances of surviving if you try to utilize that bulletproof camera's information.
It's just, you're in a position where unless...
Wow,
you, that's actually... I don't know if he intended for it to go there.
I think he wanted to hit the pole, but
I think he wanted to hit the pole as well.
It's still useful.
But you see that there's that one metal barrier, I guess, obscures a rappel that could happen up on the balcony outside of Armory. So that's obviously not a strategic place.
I mean, the attack strategy looks like it's going to be coming from office again.
Yes, and you have the double hard breach combo for Red Devils just to be able to open up the wall and then be able to possibly take both Fountain and Archives at the same time. One exothermic charge will open up the wall and towards offices. You likely have Zion maybe try to take out the wall leading all the way down towards the Archives, maybe in Fountain, as we see. Pain does contest Fountain pretty aggressively.
What?
Here's a long run out. Oh, he'll capitalize. FK1 shuts down VNX. The Zofia is gone, and Pain finds themselves with a bit of breathing room off of a very bold move. And a good coordinated run out, too.
It worked out well for FK. He knew that that balcony was clear thanks to the bulletproof camera. Without VNX, there's a little bit of disruption that's lost on the side of Red Devils. Abreu has been here before, and he's died here before. Hopefully for Red Devils, he won't this time around. Looks like he's going to be able to get the exothermic charge off this time, and there you go. It has been detonated. So, site control in the way of Red Devils. Zion's also going to take down Gabrielos. So, here we go. Red Devils putting some things together in their favor. Mini downstairs, doing a lot to gain control, using that skeleton key to the best of his ability.
Still a nitro cell in the toxic canisters as well from the smoke that will be available for Pain as you see FK1 shut down Zion. Velvet inside of Archives, but he doesn't hold on to that diffuser. It's going to be there with alongside Abreu as the toxic canister starts to take away quite a bit of HP from the Thermite. Midi, as well as Velvet, picking up 2 kills for Red Devils, giving an advantage in favor of their team, but Pain will immediately respond. Revolt's the double kill into Midi and Abreu. Diffuser will get dropped and will be in the hands of the Ash. In a vulnerable position, who have to tango with both the Dock and the Smoke. Revolt's on the cusp of the doorway, just waiting to look through that door frame, getting some good marks, likely from the Valkyrie camera, but it's going to be Velvet there, but Spawns immediately trades it off. That is very scary for Pain, but they'll win out Armory. And Michael, as I said, do they go to Bathroom Tellers or do they go to Customs?
I would guess Tellers. You said it yourself, and I'll say it as well. The LATAM preference is Tellers, hands down, but we've seen both, even in LATAM. It's possible to have Customs, but looks like, yep, there you go, Tellers. That was actually interesting. We saw a trade, a 1-to-1 trade, nice and even between the Smoke and the Ash at the end there. You don't usually see that, but it's odd when it does happen, and definitely something to point out. Pain going to Tellers. They've been looking pretty dominant here on defense thus far. They dropped that one round at the very beginning. Well, the second round total. It was in the ventilation defense, and that was all thanks to some lucky early kills on the side of ReD DevilS. But ReD DevilS haven't been getting very lucky since then. Pain Gaming winning a lot of these fights.
Attackers need to locate
DevilS not really able to have anything to show for it. It's curious though, ReD DevilS seem to be getting a lot of early picks, and then the anchors
located by attackers.
from Pain are sweeping up. So something that ReD DevilS needs to look to moving forward is having a better site execution. I'm sure they'll be able to adjust that in the middle of this match, but it's not going to be easy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Abreu still has yet to find himself on the board, but we talked about this. He's about the most dedicated support player
Up
that
there
there
with
is.
GabrielS. Up there with GabrielS as well.
Yeah, Abreu and GabrielS both actually. You know, they haven't been having. If you look at the stats for both those players, actually, they haven't been having a fantastic season, all things considered. But
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
but that's just, again, that's because they're the hardcore support players.
And the community thought that ReD DevilS was going to take this.
Yeah.
Coming on in, ReD DevilS definitely looked like they had an advantage. Now, Zion is a sub for them. Doesn't usually play day to day. You know, Vitz has been unable to play for reasons unbeknownst to us. So it could possibly be changing up the way that ReD DevilS plays and their synergy, etc. There was obviously some struggles there to get the full team in. That's why it did take, you know, quite a bit of time for us to get the full roster into the lobby. But who knows? It could also just be that Border tends to be a very good map for Pain.
Well, they still have VNX and Velvet, who are two of the best rated players on ReD DevilS, and actually in most of LATAM, they've been having a fantastic season so far. So if those players are able to really show up in this match, the loss of it might not be the end of the world. But I don't know. Right now, it's certainly looking like Pain have the momentum in their favor. A big part of it, though, looks to be that defense-sidedness of the game in the match. It's curious, though. We haven't been seeing Echo, and he's not banned. So Pain Gaming just deciding not to bring him. Definitely a good, potentially useful tool, just overlooked. They're making wins happen without him, so not the end of the world. Just a curiosity, really. Spawns inside of Workshop, looking to challenge onto some enemies. The way this is set up is kind of curious as well, as we're defending bathroom tellers right this minute, and the way that ReD DevilS is attacking is just all over the place, and not where you usually would see the attackers coming from on a bathroom teller's defense. So usually the focus should be taking control of the top floor where GCR and FK1 are, but not so here from ReD DevilS, and that leaves them very exposed when they go for the site take. If they're able to take out the anchors, though, could be good. GabrielS inside a bathroom is going to be one of those key players.
Trying to engage at that long range with an SMG-11 can prove to be quite difficult as he's under fire now with the grenade rolling on in, taking a portion of his HP away. The buck just at the doorway. But the distraction will work out quite well, and Brew will be the very first casualty for ReD DevilS with spawns picking him off. GabrielS still here inside of the bathroom, waiting to see the buck come around the corner. Oh, how do you miss that, though? Midi will be able to take the kill on the GabrielS and keep it at 1 apiece. Diffuser is down in the doorway, though. So Abreu's death by the main door could prove to be a major hindrance for ReD DevilS. They clean up the top floor, take out FK1 spawns, grabs a second kill onto Zion, as he's just going to sit like a mother watching her nest over top of that diffuser. The GCR tucked away as well. Pain Gaming read the situation correctly. This needs to be a play from ReD DevilS. Don't get hasty and just simply wait. Spawns under fire from above. He'll try to head towards the diffuser. There's VNX, the pulse connecting of Revolt. Taking down VNX, Midi is there, and Velvet will watch GCR right as the Valkyrie tries to get back into the site. And ReD DevilS gifted around. It's very close. Timer ticking away, and the Valkyrie nowhere to go. A good rotation up top. And that'll be it for round 5.
Wow, incredibly lucky there for ReD DevilS. They came so close to failure. Velvet, such a hero. If the Valkyrie had made it through the drop down, there was no way that ReD DevilS would have been able to take that round. We came to the dying seconds and Valkyrie knew he was the last alive. I have to be honest though, if Valkyrie had simply proned and waited in the corner, it would have been a Pain round. So that was a throw from GCR. Whether he knew it or not, it was a throw. It happens though. Well done to Velvet, seizing the opportunity. Great job.
A tough site to defend as well.
Oh yeah, certainly.
And now Ventilation Workshop can open again, and that's where Pain is going to go because, you know, they're not lunatics.
Are they not?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
No.
I was operating on the assumption that everybody was.
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Is it just me?
It's just, I suppose it's just attention being drawn from our Brazilian colleagues to Abreu's stats right now.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunate is a good way of putting it. Not been able to find this scoreboard, but I mean, he's also been in positions where he doesn't need to, so that is okay.
I mean, so far in the season, he has 28 kills. So, I mean, he's a support player through and through. That's what he does.
How many kills?
28, and he mains Mira and Thermite. So,
The ultimate support player.
the ultimate support player, yes indeed. I mean, you know, there are some operators they would say would probably be support, right? Like some people would claim, for example, Valkyrie support, but not so. We talked about this before. LATAM favors Valkyrie over Jaeger as a fragger. She is the primary defensive fragger. So the person you put on Valkyrie on the LATAM team, as opposed to another region, or any other region, really, is usually the one that you're expecting to get those kills. It's kind of an interesting difference in meta that you'll see from the Latin American region. Zion, over by Passport, just trying to get some kills into, Customs, laying some fire on through that wall, but he has no actual information on spawns. Wall will be opened up, spawns exposed, he'll choose to rotate. It's definitely the right decision. Rotating back to site as the Smokey is going to be able to delay this round quite a lot. We're halfway through the season.
Oh no, the ADS can grab that grenade. Ooh. I don't think Midi was anticipating that. That is a major, major wound. But what Midi misses his shots and could have walked away with a very free kill on the doorway to Armory.
Sometimes you just overthink those angles, and that's exactly what we just saw.
Yeah.
Flashes from Velvet. He's trying to get control of Archives. The drone from Abreu will say, hey, yep, you have control of Archives. Go ahead and walk in. Meanwhile, the rest of Red DevilS trying to get some more control downstairs. Zion going to win that fight inexplicably against Gabriels, but it's actually going to be a trade, as it turns out. 1-to-1, the headshot versus the shotgun blast. And Spawn's also going to eliminate Abreu. So here we go. Pain in control as we come to the last minute. Red DevilS a little bit spread out. Diffuser down as well, so they're going to have to retrieve it, and it's over on the Teller side.
It's going to be dangerous. A dangerous proposition, rather, but we've seen that Red DevilS can just win and engage in fights and be able to walk away successfully. They did it last round. It's their initiative to do it this round, too. At stake is the final round of Pain's defense before these sides switch. It's very close. Red DevilS can possibly walk away with the draw here. Midi wanders in through the smoke and absolutely pulverizes spawns over towards the bathroom side and over by the showers. Pain's gonna hang on from above. Revolts will need to work his way on back. He'll go through Customs, then through Passport. Could possibly be on a great flank here. Oh, Red DevilS doesn't know. But the closed doorway will be Revolts' undoing. He could have had a great line of sight onwards. Gonna get some pings, but most of his bullets will get eaten up by the metal railing. He takes out Midi. The Buck gets the diffuser down, though, and Red DevilS in a post-plant situation as they look to rotate on out. Velvet will catch GCR, and two very good guns in the hands of Red DevilS could possibly still keep this one even. Revolts has access to the cardiac sensor, misses the pre-fire on the Zofia, and the Zofia will hit back, though the 3-speed of the pulse will allow him to be able to get on in. From above, there's VNX and Velvet working together, and this was a winnable situation for Pain, but it's looking pretty grim at the moment, as there's only a quarter of the time left on the diffuser, and Revolt still hot on the heels of the Zofia. Gets around the corner of the main stairs, cannot connect to shots, and it doesn't really matter because the diffuser was at the point of no return, and VNX will shut it down, and Red DevilS will walk away. The tie through that first half, setting us up to possibly go the distance on Red DevilS defense.
So that Pulse, Revolts, I believe, played it about as poorly as he possibly could have in that situation. Had an opportunity and squandered it. It's unfortunate to see. Of course, he can't possibly know that. Too cautious, and that was the undoing of his team. Very close to a potential win there from Pain. In fact, they looked in control for a good portion of the round. Well, Red DevilS able to clutch it out thanks to that plant of the diffuser. Yeah, if the Pulse of Revolt had just walked around the corner instead of backtracking, you kill the Zofia, you deny the plant, and then it's just Velvet in a 1 versus 3. It'd be pretty hard for Velvet to clutch that one out.
Yeah.
Man, you hate to see it when a player doesn't commit, but it happens.
So we move on over to Pain on attack, and hard to get a finger on the pulse of whether Pain stands to gain more from these operator bans or less from these operator bans. Maestro and Mira, I think, really is a hindrance to most defensive teams. Doesn't really seem to affect Pain that much on their defense. Now they're going to be without a Ying and they're going to be without a Glass.
I mean, I look at this and I see about as standard as it gets. And I think to myself, there's no way that either of these teams hasn't practiced
10 seconds.
thoroughly the absence of these operators. So I don't think it's really going to
5
impede
seconds left
anybody's
before
gameplay.
insertion.
That's, it's curious when that happens.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Because teams
Attackers are moving out
expect
to locate
these
the bomb
operators to be
diffuser.
banned out. Again, they don't practice with them often, and yeah, again, these are about as staple as it gets. There's no deviation from the norm. Maestro, Mira, Glaz, and Ying. I mean, how much more common does it get than that? So, yeah.
Mentioned that Abu hasn't really been able to find the scoreboard. Well, he's going to be playing the Echo, and those Yokai drones will be pivotal for the rest of his team to be able to get their kills onto the scoreboard, but
Yeah.
he might be in a position where he doesn't need to get one himself.
I mean,
Doesn't really matter.
as the Echo, your main role is the information gatherer and conductor. All you need to do is make calls for your teammates, and you don't necessarily need to get kills. That's the beauty of having a dedicated support player.
Right. Not enough love for the support players a lot of times. I think that I don't say we harp on it, but we're definitely very open to giving praise for the way that the supports can play.
Yeah.
BNX very narrowly comes close to getting the opening kill with that dog playing a pixel angle. Once again, the exact same part of that wall that we saw Pain using on their defense. So
Yeah.
Red Devils will ape that strategy. I don't know if it was just something that's very commonplace, or if they literally saw it in application and thought, hey, let's take this and use it.
We see this a lot, actually, Parker. We saw it in the BD Ins match, remember? A lot of little things that teams that are on the similar standings in terms of the leaderboard will have in common with each other. And yeah, it's probably just because they're finding these things out in scrims. Midi's gonna get the first kill, but GCR will refrag onto Velvet. A very important kill there. Velvet having a lot of frags in the round. Or not in the round, but rather the match. VNX gonna take down GCR, and some respect being paid to a previous kill onto Velvet. GCR very grateful for that praise. Gabriel's gonna take out Zion. It's a back and forth here. As you can see, we will see Red Devils, the ones on top, but they have some exposed players, specifically Midi inside of CCTV. The nade could potentially down him, but no, it's gonna miss. It'll hit that desk and bounce the wrong direction. Revolt's now position given away, will be pushing his way up the main stairs. Legion Trap's gonna make his life really difficult. Still a lot of players from the defense ready to run out on Gabrielos, who is on this west balcony.
It's very winnable here, and oh no, what a run out and a good gamble with Revolt off in no man's land. Not really much of a use there. No real help as he's gonna get shut down, and hey, there you go. Hey, Brew, congratulations.
He's on the board.
He gets Revolts, holding this angle just inside of Archives, watching the top of the stairs. There's not a lot left of that buck. Just a couple shots to the chest. Not anticipating him to be able to pop up, get the headshot. Doesn't really matter.
Kill 29.
But there you go. Red Devils takes the lead. Red Devils actually has not had the lead at all in this game. So it comes at a perfect opportunity.
Absolutely. So, ventilation room workshop. And it looks to me like we're going to have a defense-sided map. And we had a nice even split in the first half, but that defense there from Red Devils looked pretty strong, and Pain were really struggling just to get control of CCTV. When you're struggling to get control of a site on the periphery, or rather a room on the periphery of the site, it can be difficult to actually go for the site take if you don't get control and shut down the roamers prior. So that does not bode well for Pain, is the point I'm trying to get at. And
I understand what you're saying.
yeah. Interestingly, the only two people who had less kills than Abreu at the beginning of the day were Gabrielos and Yuke. So Gabrielos in this match as well has 4 kills and has not been able to pass Abreu, who has 29 total in the season. Now Gabrielos has 25 total in the season.
5 seconds.
Over, was this the 7th play day?
Yes.
So
This
7
is
matches.
indeed the 7th play day.
So I'll be curious to see at the end of the day, considering that Gabriel started from below, he has been getting more kills. Will he be able to catch up to Abreu? It's going to be a little bit of a story. Now, defensive ventilation. So this is potentially an exposed situation for Red Devils. Could give Pain Gaming another round and bring us to that 4-4. But still one of the more standard sites. The question I think is, which is more important, is when Red Devils get to the offsite, how are they going to do? Because we've seen one offsite play so far. It was Tellers, and it was lost by the defense. That was Pain. Lots of holes being opened up here from above, and just trying to make sure that vertical control is as useful as possible.
I was going to say, I'd guess that there's going to be a pretty extended focus on taking that control ASAP from Red Devils right now. But you have to be careful if you're Red Devils to not put too much of an investment on that second floor, very similar to what we saw out of Pain here. So, but largely droneless, GCR is just going to check his way in. There's nobody inside of Archives. You've got that real estate to yourself. Gumine will sail on out, and that will give away the position of Velvet up top, just inside of that Armory small office. Midi will get spotted by 2 drones as well, as he's holding that angle over towards the Passport side of things. It sounds like the ceiling above him just blew up as he's still under surveillance from another drone. Hebrew managed to stay alive quite late into the previous round. We'll need to do the same this time as that Echo, especially with those yokais on the board.
FK1 looking for some frags, trying to cut off that rotation. It's a good position to do just that, but he's not going to actually have the line of sight that he needs to take out Midi, who is over by Tellers. More drones here, this time from Gabrielos, and that's going to call that out to FK1, but there's no aggression on the side of Pain, and this could be their undoing. They're coming down to the last minute, and speaking of the Devil, it's going to be Midi to take out FK1. The player who was supposed to take down Midi, absolutely destroyed. Valkyrie seeing the upper hand. Red Devils now in a fantastic position with so little time in the man advantage, and that will be extended as Zion takes out Spawn. So here we go. Red Devils very strong here. Potentially going to put us up 2 rounds and break away from the norm that is the back and forth of this match. DCR going to be pushing his way into bathroom to try and even this out a little bit. Revolt's going for a grenade, but he's not able to get it. It's going to be slow, methodical as they push their way into bathroom. GCR, an excellent frag there onto Zion. Midi will refrag onto Revolts, and another one from Midi. He's absolutely on fire in this round, leaving just Gabrielos in the 1 versus 4. He'll go for a fake plant, but it's not going to happen. Midi from behind takes him down.
What a play from the Valkyrie. Even though he got droned out twice, there was just nobody who seemed to be able to outgun him. Please don't tell me that was an ace, by the way.
I'm thinking it was. Yeah, I don't remember anybody else getting any kills. Why are you so upset by that? What's with your face?
I will never cast an ace again. We'll need a.
You know what? I'm not 100% sure.
Sorry, it's been a long time.
I'm not 100% sure, Parker.
I'm not either.
I'm thinking it was though. So either way, an excellent round from Midi. No doubt about that.
Yeah.
Defenders,
So,
protect your bombs.
5-3 right now. Red Devils find themselves just an inch away from match point.
Bomb located by attackers.
They have to go to an unfavorable site. They'll go on over to Tellers.
Midi's having an excellent match overall. Look at that, 13 kills.
Yeah, that was the Valkyrie.
Yep.
It was such a big focal point last time around. All right.
Good job.
Playing on, not fragging operators, but definitely the support-oriented. Obviously going with the castle this time. So, the way you're going to be playing your castle on this site in particular is you're probably going to try to quarantine off the archives side upstairs. You're going to try to hold the hatch that's inside of office and fountain, and that's essentially where you're going to play.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Not really
Attackers
surprising.
are moving to defuse a bomb.
You know, I want to say Zion was playing smoke and he got a kill.
I feel like Zion got a kill, but that's okay.
Or was it? No, it was mute, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was just a 4K. I can't remember. It's been a long day.
It's been a long day.
It's been a really... How long? Almost.
It has been 5 hours and 20 minutes so far.
Oh. Yeah,
That's okay.
it's been a long time. So, Pain, right now, up against the wall. And Devils have done a great job at putting these rounds together. They look a lot better on defense than they did on attack. That's for darn sure.
Yes.
GCR having control of the east stairs is going to be a great power position. I am amazed, absolutely amazed that Zion did not get that Twitch drone until all 3 bandits, or batteries, were gone.
It's tough for Red Devils. That's really tough for Red Devils. It's obviously not going to help them, the fact that they're also trying to defend a site that doesn't really help them on its own. You know?
I was going to say amazed that the bandit batteries, even one of them got taken out, but all 3 of them.
It'll at least give Payne a little bit of an ability to pressure onto the site. This Jaeger here of Zion could possibly be a dead man. Midi's going to grab another with the UMP. Excellent work. Absolutely incredible play from the Castle to be able to try and keep his team in this one. And GCR almost losing his head as well. There's going to be yet another peek. The F2 does so much damage. Spawns will take down Zion.
It's a good thing that GCR is missing his shots today, as he will not take down his teammate. Gabriel's just outside the site, looking to make his push, but he's got no one to support him. Payne trying to get control of the top floor before they go for that actual site take. They have now control of archives. Only a minute left to go. Look at that, Gabriel's just pushed his way upstairs. He dropped the diffuser downstairs, and the yokai drone at the top of east stairs will be ignored by Revolt. I'm not sure what's happening. Revolt's trying to use the skeleton key to open up from above and get some control.
He'll toss it on down, but it won't find anything. Could have possibly been eaten by an ADS. And by the way, it was a 4K last round. It was not an ace, so aha.
Well, hey,
Zion did get the
you
kill.
were the one who
you were correct on the mute. You were correct on the mute. Production told us that it indeed was a 4K there. So,
thank you, production.
now you're looking. GCR from the hatch, staring on downwards. Lots of good guns on Payne Gaming's side of things, but they're all pretty weak, and it's not going to help if you flash yourself. GCR toying with the idea of dropping mid. He picks up kill number 2. He's got both. For his team, the yokai will be evaded. And GCR tries to take it out. There's Abrew to pick up his 2nd kill. Red Devils in excellent position. A 2nd for Abrew as he's caught fire this round in particular. But Spawn's looking through the kill hole. He's going to shake his head. Just knows it's in vain.
May as well save that KD. There's no reason to even go for it at that point. All you gotta do is pad your stats if you get a few kills. Not enough time to kill everybody. Unfortunate that he finds himself in that position, though. That part you can blame on him. As across the board, Payne were just no presence in that round. None at all. They got control of Archive, well, Archives and Office, but they didn't really do anything with it.
Honestly, it kind of looks like Payne is lost on the way that they can attack here, especially that site in particular. Because if there's ever a golden opportunity for you to pick up a victory when you're playing a map like Border, when you're playing a map like Oregon, it's going to be on the attacking side when one of the teams has to defend the less desirable bomb site. It's very difficult for a lot of teams to be able to pull off that bathroom teller site.
Yeah.
It's even more difficult for a lot of teams to be able to pull off customs, depending on the way they play, and hinging upon the operator bans here. And it's obviously not going to help Payne with the fact that Armory is unlocked, and Red Devils will go back there on match point.
You know who else has come alive in this second half?
Abrew.
Abrew has come alive. He's got those 3 kills, which is actually pretty high for his seasonal average, so good job to him. But you know why I think he's been managed to get those 3 kills? Who is he playing that Payne was not bringing in the first half? It's the Echo. I don't know why Payne decided not to bring such a powerful piece of utility. I believe the most banned operator in LATAM for defense, if I'm not mistaken. So, I don't know, curious. And it was a huge tool that they just didn't use, and now Red Devils are using it. And guess what? They haven't dropped a single round on defense. So, would have been useful, probably. Could have helped out Payne. But, hindsight 2020. And as we are on match point, Red Devils have secured at least 1 point for this match.
I mean, we focused on Abrew, but really it's been Midi who's carried this team on his shoulders so far.
True.
For the last couple rounds, in particular with that 4K, but then also the 2-piece with the Castle previous round. He finds himself in Valkyrie with his cameras being able to get some good use from the rest of his teammates. Hopefully able to net them a kill.
I mean, while Midi is like definitely a good performer for his team, he's not usually the one to get all these frags. So it's a standout performance from him. Very impressive.
Actually going to see the rare armory take right now as Mini doesn't appear to have been noticed inside of monitors. He's going to hurt spawns quite a bit. And MPX might not do a lot of damage, but it doesn't really matter. As long as you're clicking on their heads, well, you're going to find yourself in pretty good position. Midi is a survivor for the moment, enduring the storm as GCR takes out Velvet. Legion was trying to assist the Valkyrie, but from below, Revolts gets the call to try and nail down the Valkyrie, and he will do so valiantly. Zion also picked off by spawns. With VNX able to get one, it's going to be the double ACOGs for Red DevilS remaining. Abra unable to land his shots on the Jackal, just simply gets out-dueled, and this should be a lock for Pain Gaming, unless we can see VNX pull out a miracle here with the Doc. He's still got 3 stim pistols at his disposal. There's a soft wall for him to be able to play with. Diffuser is down, finally retrieved, as CCTV control and monitor control will go in favor of Pain Gaming. This is a perfect opportunity for VNX to be able to get the stim pistol off and heal himself, but no, he'll instead re-engage. Some drones from Pain will determine his location. He's going to also have the Buck below, harassed by a Twitch drone. This is a very difficult place to find himself in. Gets himself back up, but in vain. The stim pistol will not be much as FK1 topples him inside of Armory. And Pain Gaming will stay alive for the time being. We'll go to round number 11. Still Red DevilS sitting on match point.
Potential to be the closest match of the day. We've seen a 7-3, a 7-3, and a 7-4. We have yet to see the full 7-5, or even a draw. Could go the distance if Pain keep that ball rolling. Well done on that last round. Really all it came down to was Pain winning engagements. A lot of Red DevilS players very exposed, leaving themselves out in the open, easy to frag. And frag Pain did. Easy round for them. Now, repeat of the same exact site here for Red DevilS. This is going to go right on back to archives. Not a huge surprise.
No, you have, I mean, you've got Workshop and Vents open at this point, so you technically could have gone down there as well. I mean, you got Tellers opening up for the next defense, so if Armory doesn't work out, Red DevilS can go to any site on the map, which could possibly be used to try and confuse Pain.
I mean, I figure in the short term, the reason the Red DevilS are going to repeat is they figure the last round that they played, really, it was Red DevilS giving it away. Too many people exposed, able to be picked off early, especially by CCTV. It was good coordination from Pain to make that happen. But if Red DevilS just hunkers down, buckles up, they might be able to take this purely off time and anchor play.
Yes, nice floating words there. Hunker down, buckle up. I like that. I like that a lot.
I like that, Parker.
I do like that a lot, Michael. So thank you very much. Red DevilS is going to be running basically the exact same lineup that we saw last time, and it's been the tools that have been at the disposal for the on defense. They've been defending Armory. And I mean, if it works, so why not go for it?
You know what we have a distinct lack of? IQ. I mean, Valkyrie's been in play for this whole match, and where's the IQ to counter it? These Valkyrie cams have been very useful.
I mean, I would have to go back and look at the stats for IQ, but I just feel like overall, she doesn't really see a lot of...
No, I think you're right. I'm just saying she would be a very useful operator. I'm not talking about the meta or the common...
She's the 10th most picked operator. Latin America really does not play her in comparison to Europe and NA, which is a bit of a surprise because even today, we saw Consulate with a Valkyrie on the board. But there was one time in particular, I believe it was on Consulate, where we saw, there was what?
Wait, you know what I just thought of?
What'd you just think of?
Valkyrie is one of the most played defenders in all of Latin.
Yeah.
And her main counter just doesn't get played.
Yeah.
I mean, like, IQ is one of the hardest counters. She is the strongest counter to a Valkyrie. This right here wouldn't be happening if you had an IQ.
Yeah.
But the entire Latin American region in general does not play IQ despite how common Valkyrie is. This is another thing that LATAM does, and it's like the Thermate thing. It's like the Maestro thing. They want to play what they want to play.
You could possibly swap off GCR on the Twitch to the IQ, but I guess you want to go with the gun in that regard. Mini gets pushed out of monitors, and you see Gabrielos had gone down earlier on. This is an Armory take, and there's no hard breach now available for Pain Gaming. That is absolutely awful from their perspective.
Yep.
It's just a little over a minute to go. Red DevilS will lose Mini, will lose the C4, but still has the information from the Valkyrie cameras. And as you noted, no IQ, Michael, means that, well, you don't really have to worry about somebody finding those cameras.
Or the yokai drones, or the Legion traps potentially. This is definitely going to be an ideal situation for Red Devils on match point, and all they need do is hold on for 50 more seconds. Spawns inside of CCTV, and he'll be going for the long angle to office. Revolts is going to take out Velvet from what I believe to be below, using that skeleton key in tandem with his rifle. Also take out Zion, who tried to hunt him down. Revolts will finally be felled by VNX, though, so Red Devil's still in it. Abru's going to go downstairs. He can use his yokai drones from below just as well as he could have a presence in the site. And with so little time, they are going to be essential to winning this round. VNX, the solo anchor. Abru trying to catch his opponents off guard in the main hallway. VNX doing his best to deny the push in, and he will take out GCR. An excellent headshot. A flank going on, default spot. Spawns looking for the yokai drones, unable to find it. A shot through the wall by VNX to deny it. And oh, what a hold by the Doc. VNX solo takes that round. Excellent coordination from Red Devils across the board, but really the true hero is VNX.
Absolute incredible play. He's indeed been promoted to the Doc, as the common meme with Rainbow Six happens to say these days, but really it was Midi who proved to be so instrumental. It was the Valkyrie cameras and the yokai drones that were able to provide that information to VNX to be able to capitalize on those kills. And Abru just simply needed to stay alive and hold onward. So, Red Devils will pick up yet another victory. They've been doing quite well through these first 7 games. I think surprising a lot of people, actually, with the impact that they've had, given that they just made their way on up for Challenger League. Usually we don't see teams step in from Challenger League and be able to do as well as a team such as Red Devils does. And when the standings are ready in just a couple minutes, you'll be able to see for yourself exactly what we mean when we say Red Devils is doing pretty well. And here you go. So, we'll bring up the standings for you. Team Liquid will finish the day in first, and Ninjas in Pajamas will fall all the way down, with Immortals up there as well. It actually should be Immortals in first, because they have the tiebreaker over Team Liquid, with Team Liquid in second. But look at who's in 4th place, with 10 points, leaping over FaZe Clan. It's Red Devils.
Yeah. So, really surprising performance from Red Devils overall. They've got a lot of potential. We talked about this earlier, actually, at the beginning of the day. They have yet to fully realize it, and there's definitely some complications on that Red Devils roster. Some players that still really aren't standing up. Again, I'll say it, they've got one of the more spread out rosters. For example, Immortals are all pretty much scrunched into like the top 10 in terms of performers in Latin America. Red Devils, on the other hand, it's all over the place. So, yeah, I think there's some work to be done with Red Devils, but they've got a lot of potential. Like you said, Immortals in first place for the day. That's a really good place to end things. Team Liquid, though, still contending. FaZe Clan, I think the one really standing out as not being where they should be.
Yeah, they've got a lot to work on here. They've got time now. They're probably going to boot camp because they've got Montreal in a week and a half.
Yeah.
And then they're going to be going into a pretty difficult group stage as well. That's going to be tough for them. So we'll see what happens in that regard. But Immortals will be the last remaining team without a loss in Latin America. Their cohorts on the European side, Empire, will put that streak on the line tomorrow as we have our very final play day of the first half. EU play day number 7 will be live tomorrow. But before we get there, Rainbow Six, ANZ, and APAC will be live in just about 8-ish hours, 7-ish hours, somewhere in that window. It'll be rebroadcasted on the R6 ANZ channel, and then as well hosted here on the Rainbow Six channel. So stick around for some APAC action and give the newest region in Rainbow Six some love. But that's it for Michael and I. We're done for the day. This is my final show, as it'll be you and Milos tomorrow, and then we'll see you all in Montreal. So take care of yourselves, enjoy the rest of your evening, and thanks for joining us. Have a great night.